Hello, welcome back. I'm Lady Darcy Darkness, and this is Confessions from the Dark Side. And this is actually Confessions from the Front Sea of the Impala, a supernatural discussion and breakdown series. But we're going to get disclaimer out of the way because it's me and I cannot be trusted ever. We are feeling so much adult content that some of you may think this isn't necessary and some of you think this isn't needed. If you are one of those people, then thanks for checking us out. But I'll say this only once. If you can't stand the heat, then get the fuck out of my kitchen. Now, for everyone else who likes what we have here, then regular scheduled programming will continue. Shall we get started and are we ready? As I said, this is a supernatural discussion and breakdown series that we do here at Confessions from the Dark Side, and this is season 13. I have been trying for months to try and get this done, but I don't know if it was the mood I was in or the fact that we're coming to the end of the season. We're coming the end of the actual supernatural universe that I actually haven't came to terms with ending many years ago. But hey, I'm sucking it up and I am trying to get this over with. Today, I invite you to sit back and take in confessions from the front seat of the Impala while I break down and pull apart each and every episode of season 13. What is your favourite season of Supernatural and what is your least favourite Supernatural season and why? Season 12 recap, Nothing Else Matters by Metallica is playing. So they're showing you everything, all things Mother, the return of their mother Mary, her problematic behaviour, her betrayal, her lack of loyalty, her lack of trust. Problematic mothers seem to be all around in season 12 for different members of the supernatural universe. But mothers love and their fight for their families, nothing will stop them doing their job as protector of all. Lucifer and his daddy issues, because like I said, he had daddy issues, not mommy issues. Crowley sick of hell and everyone in it, losing the ones we love the most, the men of letters and their shadiness, because that never goes away. We learn more shady shit about that fucking secret organisation that's not really secret, but people know about it, but not the right people. But hey, family matters. New baby that is also a man, Jack, is here. What does this mean? And is Castiel Papa Bear now? Are we supposed to like take orders from a guy who literally doesn't understand not to watch porn in front of other adult males and also not to watch while other people do things that they probably shouldn't? He's basically a child and he always has to ask for advice because he cannot. It's the weirdest thing. Castiel is Papa Bear. It's just weird. And what happened to all those nappies that Castiel bought for the arrival, and why did he not know that he would go from Baba to adult right away? This is not the first Nephilim, and as I said, even though this is technically a first plot hole, it is and it isn't. Lucifer is no ordinary angel. He is an archangel, and there hasn't actually been a Nephilim of an archangel. There's been plenty of Nephilim from actual regular angels, but not an archangel. So they weren't maybe sure of the stuff that Jack would be capable of doing, but neither would Lucifer. In their eyes, they are wanting him for another. Everybody's wanting Jack. This thing, even before Jack was born, he was wanted for not even good reasons in either light or dark or good or bad sides. They both wanted him to either make things more evil or make things less evil, but they were going to kill someone in the process. And he could possibly die in both. They're not knowing what powers that he had and what he was capable of, and not even his dad did either. There's a lot of animosity even before Jack was even here. His mother had to die for him to be here. And he had to grow up really quickly, and he had to basically go from a baby to an adult incredibly quickly. And in that time, obviously, he hasn't learned really anything. We're right here with Sam and Dean. Sam tries to talk to him. Dean does not. He tries to shoot him. And that's how season 13, episode 1 starts, Lost and Found. And we are going to talk about that with episode 2, which is The Rising Sun. So we've got two brothers who are alike in a lot of things, most similar things, but when it comes to actually handling a situation as we're walking on eggshells and very, very fragile, Dean still will just pull a gun out on it and then hope for the best, whereas Sam is trying to actually negotiate, come to terms, and just calm the situation and understand what the hell's going on before we start launching bullets everywhere. The supernatural theme starts as a golden eye representing Jack because he's a Nephilim and his eyes are that colour. Not all Nephilims are eyes are that colour, by the way, just Jack. Again, Dean dreaming of Mary going up in flames, PTSD much, completely always thinking about the tragedy of what happened to their mother, even though their mother's here. Are you even surprised that the boys still have such terrible dreams after everything they've saw and they've been through in their life? I'm surprised they're just not walking PTSD. This episode shows what one naked Nephilim can achieve in his first day of being alive from baby to adult and then just shrieking around until he finds trouble. Castiel is dead along with many others who sacrificed themselves for the greater good to prevent the world from ending, yet it seems that all they did was help the problem arrive and now they have to keep it safe. In this time he befriends some teens who end up taking advantage of him, of course, scaring the crap out of a small town sheriff, bringing hell on earth to the town, all of which getting people hurt because he doesn't understand this world, or any world for that matter. Finding out that not only is he one of a kind special Nephilim, but he's shiny, new and unstoppable. The angels want him that so that no one else can be what he is. And by that I mean they are there to clean up Lucifer's mess and to start afresh. They already blame the boys for Castiel's death, even though it was his choice to abandon his mission and protect Kelly and Jack. Because when he was standing beside Kelly, he felt Jack, and Jack showed him how the world would be from him being alive and him being guided by Castiel. So he saw what would happen, so he made a choice to sacrifice himself so that Jack could come to Earth, basically. He made the ultimate sacrifice, and Jack isn't even his child. He was doing something for the greater good, in my opinion. Angels hate the boys, and the feeling is mutual. Nothing much has changed. Sam sends them away using a blood sigil, and we find out the angel blades do nothing to Jack. They don't end him, but angel radio hurts his brain. Again, Castiel has said before that angel radio, if it's not used or taken care of, it can hurt and drive people insane. That is why finding the right vessel is important, if it's not your actual vessel. But Jack has no one to guide him, to understand him, and to teach him, as everyone wants him dead. And the ones who don't are no longer here with us to protect him and to help him. Jack isn't evil. People seem to forget, like I said, neither was Lucifer originally. This was caused by jealousy and bad parenting, that he sought attention, and his father didn't care about his children but only his creations on earth. And that was because lashing out the behaviours, he locked up his sister, called her the Darkness, and made her out to be a monster. And the original evil, and used Lucifer as a way to frighten humans to do his bidding in the hope they would love him forever, and look how that has all turned out. It's backfired. Who knows what plans the universe has for Jack, and who knows what Jack will do with his future and his life. But right now the Winchesters have him, and they're teaching him about when you lose the ones you love the most, you apologise. You tell them you love them and that you will miss them, and you say goodbye. But that doesn't mean you forget. You keep their memory alive by loving them and remembering them, which is something I totally agree with. Talking about them and remembering them and sharing with them with people in your family who never met them or never had, they weren't lucky enough to meet them, because that's how you keep them alive, and you keep their memory going on forever, put it that way. Now all we must do is find out what Jack is, what he is capable of, and how much of a threat he is. Again, the recap for season 2 is pretty much the same. Everyone is dead. Mary is gone and Jack became a fully grown human in 30 seconds. And now they have to deal with him, as no doubt he would be weaponized no matter what side. His mother told him to grow up fast and Castiel would take care of him. This is an episode of exploration. What can Jack do? What is he capable of? And they ask him rather than expect to be shown. He's 3 days old, so he may not learn everything or be capable of using his powers or know what they actually are. Jack is remembering Lucifer reaching out to him, and he would be able to feel him, as does Lucifer feel Jack, 'cause that's what we talked about in the last few episodes. He can feel him. He can sense his own and he looks for him because of that connection. In hell, the prince that is dressed like our Lord and Saviour in the whitest of linens is here for a power grab. Donatello shows up, sans soul, saying, "What would Mr. Rogers do?" I don't know who the fuck Mr. Rogers is, but he's an American famous person, idol, iconic, I don't know. I'll find that out, no doubt. Someone will tell me. Donatello finds out who Jack is, and Jack finds out who Donatello is, the prophet. He's much more funny when he loses his soul because he just doesn't give a fuck. He can sense his power, but it's not a toxic power. Yet. Jack has lost his mother and Castiel, who he sees as a protector and family. He knows his father is Lucifer, but not much else. Finding out all of this, that he may not be good people, may not be good, the good that people expect him to be. because they expect him to be evil, and he's just shiny and new, and he isn't getting the same hand as most kids. He had to grow up fast and didn't find his way through guidance, but through fear and unknown. Imagine not knowing anything, not knowing who to trust or who has your back. That is what Jack has to deal with. Winchesters have lost many and now have to deal with new shit that's not theirs, but they have to deal with it. Is Donatello who he claims to be, or is there a turd in the punch bowl? Well, it's supernatural. I'm assuming there's a turd in the punch bowl somewhere. So we got demons on the surface being eyes and ears, and for what reason is Jack to be the new ruler, or are they figuring out if they can take him out and then take the throne of hell for their own? Probably a bit of both. There's word again, that word again, destiny. Donnie talking to Jack about the Shadeen. No, Lucifer doesn't want them out, or Lucifer. That is why the prince is here to finish what he started, and Jack thinks this Donnie is the real one when 'tis the prince himself. As he find out, Jack has got a wee bit of gullibleness about him, like Sammy Winchester. At least Jack has an excuse being a child, technically, but not so much. Jasper, Wyoming has its own gate of hell, so being here is a reason, of course. It is he that is drawn to it, or have they been guiding him there? It's probably the fact that they've been guiding him there. Manipulating Jack and having him use his powers, Jack sees demons coming out and will realise what he's doing is wrong. This is where he actually has a conscience at his age, because he's thinking about what would his mother think of him doing this, because he still obviously has a strong connection to his mother. You always will, no matter if they are here or not with you. A demon that says howdy, really? I have seen it all now. Manipulating Jack, he says he can give you the world. Yeah, world in his vision, not anyone else's. Jack sees the boys in pain and he takes matters in his own hands and prevents it. All Jack wants to be is accepted, and he is being used by everyone at every turn. Amadeus is the Prince of Hell, and we find out he's actually one of the weakest, yet he's only the kind of one that's survived now. Sam thinks he can save Jack, and Dean doesn't. Jack knows that Dean will take him out for the greater good because he overheard him. So again, routine and starting a new chapter on the road so far. We are already so lost from the events that we have been brought forth for us in the Winchester world, and again, we are just getting started. Let's see what season 13 has in store for us and what this new world will be like. Carry on. Supernatural season 13, episode 3. Jack's birth and his powers, who he is, what he is, and the path that he will take. Who should be afraid? All of us, possibly. He didn't choose this. He was born, and now he is a lost puppy, not knowing his place or what or who to be or where to go. With Jack, Sam and Dean are not on the same page. It's pretty much like every season. They fight, they argue, they want to do things for the greater good. They end up doing things their own ways. Then they realise that they need each other. It happens every season. More Nephilim and powers and what he will become. This episode is about seers and psychics, and it brings back Missouri, who the boys knew back when they were, well, Dean didn't know her personally, but their father did. And their mother was killed. John, Daddy Douchebag, used her a lot to try and communicate with Mary to try and find out any information, and she's been in and out of the boys' lives since the first season. And she's another extended member of the Winchesters and the Hunters, because again, they are used a lot of the time when they are hunting to find missing people, to find demons, to find lots of different things. There's different powers and different people who can do different things. And Missouri is a psychic, and Missouri's seen lots of people's deaths, people very, very close to her. They find out that it's actually a wraith, and it's a wraith that's going about basically devouring the brains of psychics. Because apparently, as we find out in the pudding episode with Dean with the infamous flashing his cock at an orderly, or was it a nurse or something in a mental institution, that they like people who are crazy because the chemicals produced in your brain when you're frightened or when you're about to die or you're turned on, anything, any sort of feeling, you produce different chemicals, and apparently the mental institutions and asylums and stuff are really, really good for them, especially because they can eat on tap. But this guy is obsessed with seers and psychics and people who can they have abilities where they see things or they can feel things. Apparently, their brains give off something so rich and decadent that they'll just keep going until they can't get anything else, and they'll take out each and every psychic and seer as they can. And then we find out that Missouri actually didn't see everybody else dying, but her own death. And she her granddaughter, who she doesn't see anymore, she's estranged from, actually has her gifts, and she gets deja vu. So it's basically they bring Jodie into this as well, kind of the extra support of she doesn't have a mother, her grandmother just died, and the boys trying to explain that Jodie is like another mother and she's there to be supportive to Alec and also to Claire, and if she ever needs to be, in that world but be protected, that she can call Jodie. And that's what I like about it, is the fact that Jodie is not only like a badass sheriff, she's is like the boy's mother, and she's very protective of everyone who is actually part of the Hunter family, and she kind of keeps them all together. She'll tell you when you're being shitty. She'll praise you when you're good. She'll tell you you've been a dick. She's basically a mother to everyone. And that's what the girl needs. She tells her to use her gifts wisely, basically, and if she ever needs her, then she can come get her. Her father has kept her away from her grandmother, thinking that her gifts are fake, but he knows if gifts aren't fake. He grew up with that. He just didn't want her to be part of it. It's another episode about family and bonding and nurturing. And Jack just trying to find his place. He's got high expectations, and all he wants to do is to be accepted and loved after all he's going through without his parents. And he just wants to feel that he has somewhere he belongs. And you see that with Missouri's granddaughter as well. So poor Missouri actually ends up dead. She's killed by the Wraith, and she's such a good character. She was really good in many different shows, and this one I felt like she really, really played Missouri incredibly well. And again, losing another member of, even though the distant family, the Winchesters and the Hunters, it's a kick to the feels that we've lost another one so early on in this season, but I think they were tying up loose ends, obviously. The boys are the best to deal with Jack. They have lost their parents, they have had hurdles and obstacles, and they have each other. And now they both have to work together, even though they don't always see eye to eye, especially with Jack's origins and how he came to be. But to protect him, nurture him, and teach him on how to handle himself and everyone else around him, this is what the boys have always done to survive. Jack doesn't need a guardian angel looking out for him. He is the Winchesters, and they are the best option that anyone could ever have or ask for. This is an identity crisis of a young man who best to help but Sammy Winchester, who has himself been there and had such a crisis in his life with himself. All about the identity of the next generation and how they can be good and how they can learn to use their skills or how to cope with them, and the choices you have to make to keep going and to stay out of trouble. And Patience case, but not for Jack. Patience is Missouri's granddaughter. And again, Jodie is not always saying that not all their decisions are the right ones, but her gifts are there for a reason. Supportive, loving, loyal, and trusting. And she would literally die for you. Supernatural season 13, episode 4, The Big Empty. Well, after Jack eavesdropping, he found out that Dean would take him out. And like I said, do you really want to fucking find that out? Dean's describing who Jack is and where they are right now and how they kill monsters. They're not giving up bringing up a monster, but Jack's neither monster nor full human nor full angel. Saying goodbye to everyone, Dean saying Sam only cares about what Jack can do for him and not what Jack can do for himself and the whole of humanity. Sam believes that Jack can be good as he is and was, but was straying off the path, and he feels that he can guide him well. Like I said, Sam's probably the best person for this because out of everyone he's been dealt a shitty hand, as has Dean. Dead loved ones coming back. We have seen this before, and this never ends well. Unsettled scores of biblical proportion. Bunker time. Are you ready to ditch Damien? That's what Dean says to Sam. It's hilarious. Dean has the case The killer is deceased. Wife and a witness saw her leave the scene, and Sam wants to bring him along. Dean doesn't. What a shocker. He is the mean dad who isn't sure if he's the biological father and is waiting on paternity results. That's what it looks like. Well, after Jack, again, like I said, was eavesdropping, he found out that Dean, how he really feels for him the second time he realised that he's responsible for everyone Dean and Sam worked with and cared about has been killed or is gone, and Dean holds Jack responsible. Now he is trying to be good and staying out of trouble so that he stays off Dean's radar like a victim of abuse does to protect himself from their abuser. Sam may care about Jack as he has been there, but he is used to Dean's ways and knows he only does what is right and for the right reasons, but Jack feels as if he is a burden, and if he stays away then he will get to stay. Dean is the stricter of the two, and he is doing this protect whoever is left that he cares about in case Jack becomes who his father wants him to be. Asmodeus wants him to be the destroyer of worlds and creator of new realms of evil. This episode is about trust and learning who to trust, not only the people around you, but a trust in yourself that allows you to make decisions for the greater good of all. Jack has so much to learn and has so much to teach the world and himself. If only Dean would let him do it, he would see that Jack is no threat. Well, for now he isn't. Who knows what he has to do to become that in the future. And this is when we should be focusing on the here and now and how they can prevent him becoming astray from the right path, which is his own path, and make it his choice. Jack is like the boys' child in this scenario, where they are imprinting themselves onto Jack through hunting, and he gets no say in it. Kind of like when the boys were growing up. He didn't get a say in it with Daddy Douchebag. Daddy Douchebag just made them go out and hunt whether they liked it or not, and when they did want to do it, he didn't stop them. Castiel is stuck in his own echo chamber, it seems. Closure for the boys, well, you'd be there all day. They have been through way more than any other human, even before they became adults. They had to grow up much faster and not show how they felt a thing to protect themselves against the monsters the outside world, Daddy Douchebag, and also themselves. Jack gets to live with the killing of his mother through childbirth, losing everything and everyone so he could get here, and how he will be forever alone. And no one will be able to handle what he truly is. And at this moment, he may look and sound like an adult, but he hasn't been around for very long. Jack's burden is never having felt his mother hold him, nurture him, and be with him for a minute. He heard her voice in her heartbeat for 9 months. Or not even 9 months, 6 months apparently. That's what a Nephilim baby is, 6 months. Could be 5 months because it's different again. And felt her love, but never had the chance to physically meet her. Well, like I said, he never physically met her outside her body, but he knew her heartbeat, he knew her voice and her scent. And her voice would have calmed him, and that's what happens when babies are born. They hear their mother, they smell their mother, they hear their mother's heartbeat, and it calms them down. He doesn't have that. He just has the memory in the womb of it, which is so sad. So this episode is about a shifter who actually use their power to help their clients and their patients move on, especially if their partner, their wife, their husband has died, or if they never got to say goodbye, or if they're holding on to some sort of guilt about a death of a loved one, then they become that loved one. But we find out that she actually had a partner in the past who abused her powers to do not very nice, not very savoury things to others, and she didn't want to use her powers for bad, she wanted to use them for good. So he decided to track her down, find her, and then take out everybody. So he takes over a bunch of people, this buddy guy who was her ex, and this is where we actually see Jack activating, as I was calling it. He went total sonic boom with his powers to distract the shifter to take him out, because again, Dean and Sam are like his family and he didn't want to lose anybody else. Even in our darkest of times, we can see the light and we can be in it. We just have to choose the right path. When we are ready to take it, we will get there and the light will find us. Have faith. See, Darcy can be wise with her words. Castiel has returned to Earth after being in the dark place with the entity. Did he piss him off enough to be able to leave? This place was like a completely black place that fucking trolled the fuck out of him. I didn't kind of recap on it because it was fucking annoying episode where he was stuck in a room talking to a voice. Dean, is he coming around to Jack being a permanent fixture on Team Winchester? We don't know. Season 13, Episode 5. Advanced Thanatology, the study of death. Sam and his troubled past, but it's Sammy Winchester. Nothing is ever simple now, is it? Death talking about the brothers causing death and destruction and how everything they touch causes universe pain and suffering by their choices. Anna asks to stop. The boys with video cameras climbing a fence into a Dutch-looking house, creepy and old, completely empty. House was unlocked. Never a good sign. And there is a legend of a crazy man cutting skulls open if you are too afraid. Why are you doing it if it's been proven that it's real? Bravery test, masculinity check. What the actual fuck? There is no issue of being scared or feeling anything. We are all human after all. Toxic bullying from another boy and calling him a baby as he feels uneasy. It's called instinct. Some people use it, unlike others who choose to ignore it. Plague doctor masks everywhere, which you know I have one. I would be pinching one of those as they seem to look authentic. So basically, a bunch of kids, as they do stupid shit in a house, and they end up, one of them becomes mute and can't speak because of the traumatization of the event. As the boys go in, they check the EMF is going nuts. There's a doctor monster. The victims of the doctor now want revenge, basically. And then what now happens is, once they're in there to try and defeat this, Dean does his daft thing where he thinks by going into the veil and talking to Billy, who is now death, by the way, not a Reaper, that when she said, when you die this time, kind of thing. Yeah. A Reaper said, she says Dean Winchester is in the veil. Like this is a warning, an alarm, basically. Dean is dead. Dean is dead and Death is talking to him. So no one can leave, so they are being held there, and for what reason they do not know. Oh, Dean isn't waking up, oh dear. Dean Winchester is having his own pity party, and he's in Death's house, which is like a library of different scenarios that how each of us die, and that there are many of these scenarios. But this one right now isn't, meaning he wasn't supposed to die, and he has played with death so many times that it's only fitting he sees what death deals with, which he's been through before. He takes matters into his own hands for the greater good, apparently. Dean discusses the rip in our dimension to the other world that Jack created. He was getting ready to be born and how the world isn't Candyland over there. No, it's not. Dean discusses and how he's having doubts on whether he can fix everything, save Jack and get Mary back, and at what cost. Again, doubting yourself about your choices you make and how they affect you, not just you but others, and is a very human thing to do. And all Jack wants to do is do right. He's just growing up and seeing a bigger picture. Dean wants a win and his mother back. What would it be? A win for everyone or just to get your mother back and you fucked everything else up to bring her back in the first place? She got to come back and she fucked it over. I don't think she'd get another chance, but hey. So on with the lyric, there is always somewhere to start again. Billy gave Dean a chance to see the bigger picture, and the man in the trench coat is back. It's Castiel. So again, we didn't think he was coming back, but he is. So recap is all things Jack, basically. The episode is called Tombstone. Then, is he evil? Is he not? His powers, he is focusing on the wrong things instead of what he can do, and the good he can do to help and not become who Lucifer wants him to be. What gets burned stays dead. Here comes Castiel. Some male bonding, Castiel, Dean and Sam with Jack on a hunt together. Wild Bill Suite. Yeah, this is the episode where they go to a place where it's all about cowboys. And if you weren't aware, Mr. Dean Winchester is a wee bit obsessed by cowboys. And obviously the whole dressing like a cowboy, and he's obsessed with like gunslingers and stuff. And we've seen this a couple of times where he gets right into his hobby and like acts like a wee boy with his like passion and stuff. It's so cute. But yeah, they stay in a hotel or a guest house that literally has all the pictures from like legendary cowboys, and basically there is a guy going about looking like this cowboy who died a long time ago, and it obviously can't be him. So we find out that it's a ghoul that's taken over, and he's actually dating this lassie who, she's quite pretty actually. She's kind of like a 50s looking type woman, and she's a mortician, and she doesn't realize that her boyfriend actually has been killing people in town. And at this point, we see, again, it's bonding and supporting and trying to basically show them that they're Teen Angel and Winchester Hunter and Angel Hunter and mythological creatures or whatever. They're all a team working together and all that shit. So this is Jack ends up taking a human's life by accident when he's actually trying to save people, and Castiel sees his power and what he's capable of, and he understands what it's like to take a life and not mean it, and all the kind of complicated shit that happens along the way with that. He understands. He's just so angry and guilty about it. He calls himself a monster, and Dean says he's not, and how he thought he was. And Sam has said they all have blood on their hands, so they're all monsters. He's blaming people for getting hurt around him, and he's so confused about who he is. He doesn't think he should be there. He says he's so sorry, knocks everyone out, and then leaves. He cannot be tracked or killed, it seems, or hurt, yet he's hurting himself by punishing himself, by blaming himself for things he cannot control, and also going out into the world that he's literally only maybe a couple of weeks old, and he's just going off on his own. Yeah, he can handle a lot of things. Still a kid, and he's still naive with the world. War of the Worlds is episode 7 of season 13. Recap everything Otherworld, the Door of the Ripple, Mary and Lucifer, the other side, and the way the world is, Jack and his tantrum about being a bad person and everything being his fault. Now, My Way or the Highway, Lucifer about God and everything he had to endure with him as his father. Man is made in God's image. He is being manipulated by Michael. Obviously, Otherworld Michael, of course. He is in an Iron Maiden, a torture device that prisoners are kept in for long bouts of torture and punishment. Michael seems to be worse than Lucifer ever was, yet Lucifer was sent to hell and became who he was, but Michael is a sick puppy. Well, in this world he definitely is, but the Michael that we were used to wasn't particularly nice either. It just means that Lucifer had more testicles, more balls in him to actually say that he was not happy with his behaviour and stuff, and how he wasn't happy with his father acting the way he was. So no one can find Jack, no side, which is never good, so he's actually completely went off grid. Not old enough to keep his head up in this time on Earth, but he has had the time to fly under the radar. He could be taken by angels or by hell. Everyone wants him, yet no one can save him or control him. Jack is needed to create angels. This is why they wanted him. Hell want him because he can create new hell dimensions and hell worlds. So he's the key to it all, basically. Angels have laid claim to him and now imprison Castiel so he can be used to get Jack. Lucifer comes and they flee. Lucifer is weak and coughing up a lung. Biological daddy and daddy by choice. Lucifer tells Castiel they have to work together because they are going to die if they do not. Daddy bonding time. Fuck those eyes. My fucking lord, Lucifer, you are so pretty. Don't we love the penis contest between the angels and the demons? It happens so much in this show. It really, really fucking does. Now, in the other world, we also have Kevin Tran, which was really hard to see because the way he was killed in our world, basically. Kevin is actually killed by Methodist Cup in that world. White suit Lord Asmodeus. He's wearing gutties, man, not boots. Nice shoes. Yes, I fixate on the weirdest things, but Asmodeus' suit looks weird wearing those shoes with that suit. But hey, I always notice that stupid shit. We have someone who looks like Ketch. Is it him? Who the fuck not? So he's trying to say that he's Ketch's brother. No one believes him. Would you fucking believe him? Neither would I. The Kevin Tran from the other world seems to think that Michael is a good guy. He thinks he gets the truth. He's not. He promises paradise, but he's not actually coming to paradise. He's coming to our world to destroy it, not to do anything that helps any universe, just himself. Michael has even bigger daddy issues and also issues he was never the favourite and he wasn't the firstborn. So basically stuff he doesn't control or ever have control of, he's having a bitch and a pout about it. So that's what happens in the world. Do you believe that Ketch has an evil twin? I don't. Lucifer has realised that Jack isn't with Castiel, so they're both fucked. It made me laugh as like apparently Sam let Ketch out after they, dealt with what they were dealing with. He let him out to pee and eat, and Dune tells him to put him back, which is hilarious because again he doesn't trust him. He does not trust him. I don't trust him either. The whole Ketch thing. He's here for Mary, but he's also here for Rowena because of a charm. because of a spell that basically would keep, if he is killed, as long as he can get to his body, whatever, he can come back. Similar to what she has, because she is not a dumb witch. She's a very, very smart woman. She would not have lasted hundreds of years. Episode 8, The Scorpion and the Frog. Losing Jack and being unable to track him, Lucifer is weak. He has been captured by the runt of the litter, the Prince of Hell, and now he has Castiel in prison in hell with him. Ketch is working for Asmodeus because Ketch is a cunt, and we know that, and is back, not his twin, as we thought, or as they tried to say he was, but we knew that. Talk about Jack's powers. Again, a museum is about to close, and now someone going into restricted areas. Why does this never work out well? Archives burst in and she's looking in scrolls. Again, scrolls aren't put in somewhere safe with the temperature adjustment to protect them, just in a drawer. Again, just in a drawer. That gave me anxiety because there's no way in hell that would have happened. A demon in the body of a woman now and a man steals a handbag with whatever is needed. Oh, it's the sexy man from Medium. I forgot about him. This episode is about a man who made a deal to save his child, but the child died anyway. The guy ended up making it his life's ambition to make sure that this demon didn't get what he could, and the demon himself tries to get Dean and Sam to go to this guy's house, find what he needed, and the only reason they need Sam and Dean is because Dean has went to hell and came back. Can't do it himself, and he needs these other people to help open it. And now these people are in debt to him, so they do everything and they are on the hook basically. The man basically said that there's he can't be killed in his own house. If he leaves and he is killed, then he will die, but you cannot kill him in his own house. So there's all these kind of weird shit. And the demon cannot enter his property. That's why the demon can't go in either. Dean, he's immortal. Sam to Dean, he has a glass jaw. Down like a sack of tatties, man. It literally did not last long. She made a deal, sold her soul. Bart the demon never collects her soul as long as she does what he asks, and she's actually a safe cracker, basically. The boy saved an innocent instead of getting the spell. Dean, hey Alice, stay weird. Then she gives a peace sign and sticks her tongue out, and she kind of reminds me of how Charlie is. Like they've brought in someone else. That episode was filler. It was again more of what people are capable of, what they'll do for the right reasons, but for the wrong reasons at the same time, and the outcome, everyone dies usually. That things are worth fighting for, but there's usually a cost for everyone else. The Bad Place, Episode 9, Season 13, Supernatural. Recap Psychics, Jack. Jodie, Forever Protective Mama Bear. Mary and her crazy. Boys in a realization she may never return. Jack questioning his pure, his goodness, his pretty much just him as a person. Painting with red eyes, and it's freaking out the painter's kissing buddy. Jack shows up and tells the guy he's a dreamwalker and can see other worlds and wants him to dreamwalk Jack. Hands over a ton of money to do so to the place with the dark figure and the red eyes. It's getting closer, sounds more like a climax than a natural dreamwalk. Jack has been flagged up in the radar and some angel-like behaviour has tracked him. The artist's painting shows the other world in other dimensions. Now, he's working with a girl called Kaya who actually has a similar gift, but it's actually a stronger gift. And when she doesn't like sleeping because she literally, her powers are so strong that she can even bring them to our world even though they are not actually supposed to be there. It kind of reminds me of the fact that she takes loads of drugs to protect herself in the Bad Place. It's very Dream Warriors, like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, where Freddy comes into your dreams and they are in their dreams. Well, Freddy's always in your dreams and nightmares, basically. But in Dream Warriors, they become the warriors of their own dream, protect themselves against Freddy and take Freddy out using their own gifts, their own powers. The power of will, basically. Jack goes to our NA, which is Narcotics Anonymous, and he tries to befriend her and create like a relationship with her. And again, he's not been in this world for very long, yet he's knowing how to manipulate people to get what he wants. What such great gifts they fucking have. Manipulation. Kaya, again, like I said, she holds a great power, and the angels have been tailing her as well. She's found out her friend was killed, and now Kaya is bait. Jack is in control of his powers and he takes the angels out by his own hands. She only goes to the Bad Place. blood, death, and monsters. She doesn't want to help them as she gets bloody and gets hurt when she walks, as she only gets to go to one place. Like she's tied to there. Boys are determined to find their mother by any means necessary, so putting a girl through shit and dealing with a lot of PTSD and a lot of anxiety. They don't give a fuck as long as they get their mother back. They don't care what Kaya has to go through to get it. This episode again is like a two-parter, and you have Jodie and Donna is there. She comes, and there's Kaya, and obviously the girls, and Patience is there as well, who is Missouri's granddaughter. They're all there, and they're all being used to see if they can go to the other place. But there's a ripple on this ferry, basically, and that's the when the demons have actually came out from her dream walk. They've left a tear between worlds, so they can go over there. So they actually have to go on this ferry, and they have to try and go there and come back in a time frame, basically. Kaya is like, she has set off an alarm system going to somewhere else with the help of Jack. Jack is in the other place again now with Mary, and Mary is confused as fuck about Jack. Sam and Dean are confused and wondering where they are. When are they? And it's a huge paw print, and they are not in Kansas anymore, that's for sure. Like I said, Wayward Sisters is it's like literally like a two-parter, episode 9 and 10, and this is a recap of Jodie being a badass. Not only as a mother, Jodie, head of the family, protector, will fight for you all, raising the next generation of hunters, female hunters, making them smarter. Well, not just making them, get them to use their brain and also their gut, and through experience, learning, coaching, and support. So they'll be able to carry on if they really want to be part of that life and still be able to protect themselves and others in the event of this happening or the apocalypse. Who knows? Jodie and Donna, the boys, Jack finding Mary, family matters. Again, the Dreamwalkers episode is a very mid-season finale and finale vibes with the music and the build-up. What are we tying up to move on and now? So Sam and Dean have went missing during a hunt, and they haven't come home for a few days. There's a subliminal message for get the fuck home, shit is going down, no questions asked, just get here. Clear territorial over a room and a jumper. Grow the fuck up, because someone was wearing, Patience was wearing a jumper. Holy shit. This episode again, it's just getting the boys back, going over to the other world, girls being girls, boys being boys, family, boo-hoo. It was a very annoying mid-season finale, but it's like they were rounding up a bunch of stuff, starting a new story, and just tying up a couple of loose ends from season 13 so they could carry on. They're in the other world and trying to survive. Demons are looking for Kaya, and they end up coming into our world, and then Donna, Jodie, Alex, Kaya, and what's it, Patience and Claire have to fight, basically, and fight together because these monsters just keep coming. Because again, they're tied to Kaya because she's a dreamwalker who doesn't know how to use her gifts. So it's like she's got no unexperienced dreamwalker out there who's really needs someone to guide her, yet there is no one. This is where Patience is welcome to the family officially, because we always get a few wee stragglers, don't we? We Team Badass. The boys are saved by Team Badass, and now the journey continues to find Mary. And to get the family back together, find out what Jack will do and how to prevent another apocalypse if they can. Episode 11, Breakdown, Season 13. Recap Donna, Dean, vampires, all vampires, and their friendship and family, lost and missing people, but being captured for what purpose? Kidnapped the wrong girl this time. You are now on the Winchester's radar. Something's a bit off with this and the people running the investigation, so if they sound and act dodgy, what does that usually mean? Again, it just makes no fucking sense now, does it? So Donna's niece goes missing while she's driving, and she's taking some time off from college, and they fucked with the wrong girl. We find out that Donna hasn't been completely honest with Doug, which is her boyfriend, to tell him what she actually does. And she can't really get on with the fact that her life is like this. And at the end of the day, she brought him into it when her niece went missing. He ends up being attacked and turning into a vampire, but they give him the cure that removes it because he doesn't feed. We find out it's the guy who works in the gas station behind the till, and he is basically given the registration and the description of the girls or the young women or the people that they want to actually take out. And basically it's like a pay-per-view for demons where they get their body part and you get to watch it, you get to see it happening in front of you. It's next gen human sports, very, and when they find out they're getting parts of Sammy Winchester, the Monster Hunter, infamous Monster Hunter, 60k a piece basically, just so they can take down this organisation. So fuck knows how long this organisation has been going on for because it's not a new thing. But they save her niece and Donna loses her partner because he can't get on with her life, being it as it is, and she hid it from him, but she hid it from him to protect him. But she knows that when you keep things and keep secrets and you try and force a life on someone, that it's not going to work. She loses and she's really upset. She's happy that her niece is back, but she's also unhappy the fact that she's lied. She's has to deal with the fact that Doug doesn't want to be with her and doesn't want her to be in that life, and he knows that she won't leave it because she's good at it and it's something that she's passionate about. So she has to lose him in the process. So episode 12, season 13, various and Sunday villains. Recap, Rowena and the powerful grimoire, Scooby-Doo, and the timing of Rowena is always off and on her terms. Curses, witches, spellbooks, Lucifer taking Rowena out and getting his revenge. Lucifer and his deflated Grace, Castiel and Lucifer, Dream Team, Asmodeus, the douche. Pretty girls saying spells underneath their breath and fucking with men, never good. Leading a guy on, again, the sisters are witches and they're also bitches, who kill their victims in a serial killer way and not in a supernatural way, not to attract hunters, but their magic is usually what will have them fly up in the Winchester's radar. Yeah. Rowena tries to get them to steal a book for them because she is under the radar and doesn't want to be found. And then the girls realize they want to bring their mother back, but they do the spell wrong and she's a fucking zombie and she goes mental. And again, Lucifer is complaining and that if he was fully cocked, he would be scorching the place and he has no grace and is weakened. And now people in glass houses about Castiel and Grace harvesting. He says Asmodeus is the weakest creature he created, that he isn't as powerful as he thinks, yet he cannot take him out. Well done, Castiel, for trolling Lucifer. Dean under a love spell that the sisters have put him under. True Love's kiss wakes her up. A CD porn music from the 70s that you would expect to see a repairman somewhere asking to fix a washing machine. She asks if he's Dean Winchester and if he's feeling good. Dean is dancing like he's gone Fruit Loops and he is in love kinda, super perfect, and Sam's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Jamie wants that black grimoire, like I said, cosmic fate, they have it and he can give it, bonding about who Jack is, not what Lucifer wants him to be. Death is temporary, says Rowena. Rowena put a tracking spell on the book, of course she did, because she is not a dumbass. Rowena is scared of what may come. Is it an act or is she actually showing something real? And Sam is saying he feels it too. But this is Rowena. Do we trust her? No. Apparently Sam doesn't deal with it. He just tries to keep pushing it down. Yeah, some people do that. He doesn't even talk about it with Dean. He keeps everything to himself and he doesn't know how to share, meaning he carries yet another burden with him. So he doesn't have to unload it on his brother. Trust issues, and then Rowena says, end it, and both sisters knock the crap out of each other. Yeah, until they basically are nothing. Lucifer wants Castiel's grace. They both stab each other. Castiel says he's learning from his mistakes and attacks Lucifer. Why didn't tell the witches about witch killing bullets like a dumbass, giving away his only advantage? Runa has done a spell. She has purple eyes, is bleeding, and has the runes surrounding her body, and she's such pretty eyes here. She really does. Sam says Rowena ain't the only person who feels helpless against helping to find Jack and their mother. They have no plan, so boo-hooing about it, and Dean has no answers. Somehow Sam doesn't believe it. I don't believe either. 1313. Supernatural Season 13, Episode 13, The Devil Inside. Recap then. All about trust issues, all around it seems, and a little bit of neglect. Jack and Mary gone, and so many unanswered questions. Lucifer and Castiel work as a team to make the dream work, should I say. Insecurities and uncertainties from everyone, angels, demons, the boy, Satan himself. Lucifer is hungry because he was drinking other people's grace, and that burns out really easily, as we know. If it's not your grace, then it makes the vessel hungry, and all he wants to do is eat burgers. Now Castiel has been there, comfort eating, never good. Although I'm not sure how eating so much, even though it'd be his human vessel wanting it, what that would actually do, how that would burn up in his body being an angel. But hey. How many calories did they eat before they become obese? That's what I'm trying to say. Lucifer is being told by a homeless man that he has a bad vibe and people don't want to help him because of it. The homeless man helps Lucifer out and goes dumpster diving. Sister Joe can heal anything. Can she? A healer or an angel? She is played by Jensen Ackles' wife. In real life, Castiel saying he will keep the promise of being a guardian protector to Jack. Lucifer is expecting her to be scared, and she is not. Humans are desperate for life, so she gives them what they need, apparently. Catch to Dean, you shot me. He says it very upset, and he feels Dean and him could be even already. Really? You banged his mother. You killed innocent survivors and his friends and colleagues. You brainwashed his mum to kill good hunters and men of letters, and the boys are to forgive you? Are you fucking kidding me, you fucking maniac, Cage? Huzzah. Huzzah, you fuck. No one cares. What the actual fuck? No wonder people want to spout Harry Potter at us when this is a shit that they fucking write for English actors. Come on. Apparently, she feels emotions after she gives them some grace, like she wants it to be like a high. Being the subservient angel for Lucifer, so she is needed and she will be protected possibly, so she's looking out for herself in the long run. She's not a dumb angel. Lucifer is taking her grace and they have made it look and sound sexual. He needs it, he wants it, and so would want to keep her safe, the vessel feeding his desires that helps him become stronger and powerful and gives him everything he wants and tells him everything he wants to hear. What a chump. She pushed the button in heaven, ha ha ha. Really? She was a button pusher. Kinky. She was sent back to press her button. My goodness. We get it. You have a magic button that you ended up feeling liberated after the fall and you keep trying to relive the experience. This feeling like a drug. Are you an addict? Because it sounds like it. Fragile human life. Apparently, tricking them into saying she's helpless towards Lucifer, that he is weak. Tricked, and Lucifer is causing them all pain. Fire. And Ketch arrives and wants a thank you. Of course he does, because Ketch is such a dick. I help you, you help me, the angel says to Lucifer. Always protecting herself. She's always got a bigger picture. Angels are being picked off by Lucifer and he needs grace, he needs to replenish it. He's ciphering graves, then killing off angels. Not many exist now, that is why they need Jack, as he's the power to create angels and open doorways for evil. Michael wants to invade and conquer. Dictator Michael, by the way, our world, not anyone else. He's trying to get here to destroy it. Lucifer apparently wanted to help, yet we can't even believe him. And then when they did escape, Lucifer tried to kill him. All the information Castiel has about Mary is she's still alive. Ketch watching for his own side, yet it's Asmodeus until he can get what he wants. Mary, I assume, and nothing else, because he loves a Mary Winchester, so he does. Angel cuffs should work as he is in a weakened state, and how they will rescue their mother and restore things. Boys show the prophet the demon tower, as they do not have the angel one. He wants chicken wings apparently. These help. 25 buckets. No less. How many fucking chicken wings do you get in a fucking, like, one bucket? And he's asked for 25. Angel radio and vessels are being found fucked up. Hello, Lucifer. Sister Joe puts hands on people that pay for miracles, basically. When she touches you, it's like how Cass heals light and you're all better. Lucifer knows her true name. Anil, and I kept calling her Anal. I heard anal, not anal. Anal or something. Anal or something. I kept saying anal, anal, anal. And I know that's not her name, but I just kept, my brain kept saying it was anal. So anal is basically using Lucifer, and Lucifer is using anal. So he can get powerful and take over shit. Who the fuck knows? And Asmodeus is the Prince of Hell is using Ketch, and Ketch is using him. Asmodeus shows Ketch the Archangel Blade. It seems he's been waiting for this moment as Lucifer hates him and has never liked him, and guess what? He has Gabriel, who looks in distress and tortured. Gabriel is who was passing off as Loki, the trickster, remember, who apparently has everybody thought died, did not, and he's been tortured for many, many years, and no matter where he is, his years could be decades, even centuries, you don't know, but he literally is in like a Hessian sack nightgown and he has like a sewn up face and stuff, like mouth and things like that. He's been really fucked up and he's not in fucking cell. There was no CNC there. Episode 14, Good Intentions. Recap Mary in the Other World, Lucifer and his shenanigans, Jack's gone AWOL again. Lucifer's grace and him killing angels. The Prophet Donatello is also working for Asmodeus, even though he is unable to hide this to an extent, as Amara took his soul, so he has no filter at all. Does that mean I have no soul? Who knows? Jack is captured, but Michael is in his mind, yet he cannot penetrate it or anyone. He cannot be controlled. Donatello being weird, as he seems to be working for him and not actually what he wants. He's under the influence of Asmodeus. Dean, if nitrites kill him, he will be happy, as he eating lots of bacon. Do you agree with Dean that nitrates are the best and you would kill for nitrate? The race is on to stop Michael coming to our world from his, as this will no doubt have a catastrophic effect for us and everyone else here. So Michael is trying to act like Castiel and saying humans are evil to make him bend a knee to him when Jack is more powerful than him, than any other angel, yet he is still part human unlike the angels. Ketch apparently is the lesser of two evils. Really? Is he? Ketch has told them that he is working for Asmodeus, but they don't trust him. I am not surprised, saying he's a monster, but he said he must draw the line sometimes, and at Lucifer returning and Michael's situation. Do you trust Ketch? Red flag narcissism from Lucifer as per usual. Having this archangel blade is different from having a regular angel blade. It's something that can actually take him down. Jack is alone and is being tortured. He has no one. Michael seems to think by mimicking Cass that this will manipulate him enough to open the door to our world. Mary said that Michael will kill her, not him, to get him to do as he wants again, manipulating him into doing this to save Mary, but Mary dies either way. Castiel is having second thoughts and doubts about being brought back and that he has done nothing. Michael equals war, it's what he does, and that he feels he was brought back to prepare for the worst. Even Michael has issues with trust, it seems. Well, he's an asshat, so he will be hefty paranoid. Losing your soul is when you stop caring, you stop trying, yet Donnie was still trying to be these things. Everyone is being pushed to the limit. Jack speaks of the bravery of the people in the camp and that he is the issue because of his father. A siren comes on and the angels start their war with the humans again. Castiel is taking matter into his own hands and he's protecting the ones he loves and he won't put them at risk again. Castiel being bad cop, he doesn't like being bad cop, he really doesn't. The messy anti-Donnie was always going to happen, and Castiel being bad cop to protect the ones he loves, he feels obligated to right the wrongs he feels he could have prevented if he was only there. This is a huge burden he feels that he could have stopped. Again, Castiel is a very tortured individual between his human vessel, his actions, and as an angel. He always feels extreme guilt and he always takes the blame and burden for all that he feels that he has done, even if he didn't physically do it. It's his job to protect humans, his family, his people, and he has failed. So when Castiel goes rogue, he's trying to make up for the things that he has done wrong and gone awry. Gone awry along the way, hoping that in some way he can prevent any more unnecessary casualties and that and again, Castiel takes the blame and does the things others cannot. He is very like how Dean is to Sam, carries the burden and doesn't question it as people do who have been victims of abuse. They carry this forever and they will always try and fix it. Sometimes it's the only chance, and that things have to happen, even the bad things, for us to see the light at the very dark tunnel we are on. Without Castiel's actions, they would be no further forward. And again, Dean is acting well, like he cares, like he has some sort of loyalty to all, when if this was Sam, he wouldn't care. But now he cares again. He needs to remember that this is a war and always has been. If you don't like it, check out. and stop making matters worse. When it affects you, don't be the dictator, Dean, when you yourself have broken the rules, bent things to your will for the greater good, and didn't care about who you killed in the crosshairs. To save your family, Castiel is doing what you would do, not you. He's doing what you would not. You could, but you always choose not to. So again, there's a lot of burdens between the boys and both worlds and things that they've done before, things they're doing now and the things that they could have prevented. They find out Donnie's a traitor and that their mother is over there and they want to use and manipulate Jack to open the door so they can come through and start a war, and we're trying to prevent it here, and there's people over there trying to prevent it, but they're just trying to stay alive, and that's the big thing. Mary just admitted that Jack is a Nephilim and Bobby is livid because Bobby's in that world, and because of all the issues they've had with the angels and stuff, that they don't trust them. They say that they want them gone, but Jack's the only way they can actually protect everybody. So there's a lot of Donnie's trying to do right for doing wrong. He's doing wrong for doing right, and then right for doing wrong. Castiel does the thing that he knows he needs to do with Donnie because there's no can't help him because he's been possessed by Asmodeus and he's done things that he cannot. He's tried to take out the boys as well. He's tried to take out everybody, and Castiel basically makes sure the last time on this earth wasn't a pleasant one because he has to get this information out of him, and heaven knows what other stuff Asmodeus has actually done to him as well. So this is mid-season finale feels now for the second time this season. Dean has never had any issues doing things to get answers or completing a job. Why now? Is it because Donnie became an extension of their family? They had fought together, worked together, and now they've lost another. Amara did this to him from the soul removal when she was hungry or greedy, and this prevented them from removing the spell without force, and that they couldn't do any of this without the outcome being a messy one. Zachariah wants all the humans to perish and die but bring Jack back. They have found Mary, and she has told a child to run. She is such a protective mother, even now. Jack says stop and he uses his powers to take out the angel. Bobby is like, what the actual fuck? And what the fuck was that? Again, Bobby says more incoming and Jack takes them all out, showing Jack is choosing his own path as his mother said to him in her video, make your choices and be who you want to be. Donnie is brain dead. He isn't dead, but he won't ever be himself ever again. He knows he was working with Asmodeus. Dean scolded Castiel and he took the chance. He said it was corrupted and he was lost, but Dean disagrees. And again, it's different if it was Sam or his mother. He wouldn't care and he would do what he had to do. But he's giving Castiel shit for putting the world in front of a soulless prophet who is giving information to the enemy through no will, as he has no willpower, not having a soul. But Castiel is getting shit from Dean for doing something that he would do. People in glass houses, Dean, shame on you. Shame on you. You forget the shit that you've done. Episode 15? So it says, people in glass houses, Dean, shame on you. War is coming, and he did what soldiers do. Castiel is doing the things the boys seem to have difficulty in doing, but haven't in the past for less. Let that sink in. Wasting time they don't have. Shut the fuck up. Ingredients they need. Grace of an archangel. Fruit from the tree of life. Seal of Solomon. Blood of the most holy man. If they accomplish these, then they will be able to open the rift, save Mary and Jack, and be able to win against Michael and Lucifer. But is it ever that simple? Is it? Fuck. Castiel is ruthless, like now, and monotone godlike power radiating from him. Do we like this Castiel? That is our question. So this episode, again, is the most holy man. All things Mary is the recap and the other world. All things Angel, Jack, and the Nephilim. The ripple. The spell ingredients to bring everyone home. Dean is disappointing, it's nothing pornographic, lol, as it's from the internet. Now, nuns, a holy skull of dodgy priests sounds like a joke. Please forgive you for stealing. Even you should know the Ten Commandments ain't no one is forgiving you. Nothing in lore about the tree of life. Need the blood of a most holy man, they have no idea. Nails from the true cross and is available online. Meeting someone who can get the boys get their saint's blood, but the woman is like, where did you find me? Dean says the internet. Sam reaches out and holds the stranger's hand. Sam says he would be very much in her debt. She will give them an introduction. Which is the guy is an overweight greedy man eating donuts. He's English, he's a cock, and he's one of those guys you'll you always look for better, he always looks for better, but he never gets it and he blames everybody else. We all know some cock like that, and he doesn't have to be English, he can be from anywhere. He owns some saint blood, and he's just, again, a rich poncy fuck who basically has lots of things and has no friends and has no one touching his penis, most likely, because no one wants to be bothered with him because he's a bit of a cunt. He knows the boys are poor and won't help by going by the way they dress, which is not always the same because some people who actually do have money don't always dress well because they are trying to blend in. This episode was again very, very boring. Dodgy officers, boys handcuffed to a radiator, very kinky. Someone lurking and watching the boys, again very, very kinky. It was awful. It was an awful gangster take and not very good at all. As a gangster wanting things and the rich guy, rich poncy fuck eating all the donuts, or the donut eating twat basically, and the gangster are not friends, they hate each other, blah blah blah. This episode was just again another very boring episode about men fighting over things, and the one thing the boys need for opening the portal basically and the nipple, they had to go through all this bullshit and still not win. And it was just bullshit. I just did not really like that episode. Like another filler episode. They have a wee touchy feely moment with the priest and he says some random BS and things can only get better. It's bad. It's from a very bad 90s song. It was just, ugh. It was shit. Then the next episode is Scooby Natural, pointless but nostalgic. Dean setting a dinosaur on fire with holy oil and then it disappears. They get anything they want and they take a TV, but the TV has actually got a charm that's possessed. They end up going into Scooby-Doo world and it's like from one of the cartoons from when they were kids. Everybody's in it, and you even have Matthew Lillard talking in it as well. Another big penis measuring contest about fast cars and vans. Again, the Scooby gang and the boys talking. They basically work together as a team to bring the bad guy to justice. Blah 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 blah. Then in our world, and then you find out that basically there was something tying things together that caused this to happen. So they basically have to destroy the TV, and he says, "I'm sorry, sweetheart," but they had to do it preventing this happening again. They find the pocket knife, which is what's holding the kid in there. What about the bad man? The boys say, "Don't worry about it. We'll take care of him." Again, like I would have got away with it if it wasn't for these pesky kids. Dean is wearing an ascot and is proud of it, and it looks terrible. The guy wanting to buy the business, basically using the pocket knife to use it as a cursed object, basically. It's always a really shady real estate agent. Velma was right, and also the guy says the infamous line, and Dean does a Scooby-Doo impersonation, and Castiel says, "You're not talking, dog. What do you think of the ascot?" And he isn't happy because they don't love it. Pointless. Episode 17, The Thing, recap all thing men of letters and their origins, their legacy, Mr. Ketch, Archangel Gabriel, the trickster, not dead, very much alive. A woman in a flapper's outfit on a ceremonial offering table, men chanting a purple light in a tentacle, very hentai of the 1920s, really? Okay. So we find out that Men of Letters, there's a faction of it that is an offshoot to something else. And they live in a town where basically no one knows about it. It's Men of Letters. But they've been protecting a demon that basically has to feed, or it will basically cause the end of the world. So for it's like 100 years, basically, it's been in this woman, and the boys let her out because they're dumbasses thinking they're doing something right. Gabriel is basically fucked up and he's not the man he once was. And the kind of stories are crossing over because it's like Asmodeus is wrong. He has his brother. Ketch knows about it. A couple of these episodes are shit. It's like Asmodeus is flicking flame on another archangel, the trickster himself, Gabriel, and he has been abused for God knows how long. Weird is kind of Dean's thing. Dean being white, shiny knight. Did he ever think she was down there for another reason, and now his saviour deal has just got screwed over? An interdimensional booty call. Okay, hey-oh. Basically, if the demon isn't feeding, she's eating. She's feeding, she's breeding. Basically, it's the many letters and their secrets because remember the English faction doesn't talk to the American faction or the European faction for that matter. No one's on the same page. They all redact all of their shit. No one shares anything. No one gives a fuck. No one even knows they exist. What else? They're a bedtime story for hunters or demons, they say to hunters, etc. Everybody acts like they don't fucking exist when they do. They are like, they couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery, and if people don't know about stuff on their doorstep, then the actions have consequences. That's all I am saying. Actions have consequences. So, episode 18 of season 13, Bring Him Back Alive. Ketch, Otherworld, Riffle, Jack and Mary saving them, meh. Ketch wants to help Dean and he's like, really? And we all feel the same because he can't be trusted. No, definitely cannot be. But they're in a time where everything is foreign and things aren't what they seem. Angels are killing humans if they step out against Michael because Michael is a dick in every time line it seems. Oh my fucking god, it's Charlie, and she's just as badass here as she was when she was her split self and was avenging her parents. Gabriel is all shades of fucked up. He's like a winded animal. Lucifer is still working with the con artist Angel. Asmodeus, livid Ketch took Gabriel. Fighting together, Dean and Ketch and hating it. Gabriel finding out what had happened and finding out what's happened to him and how to help him. Lucifer is raging as in heaven. All the humans keep losing their shit. They have come to heaven and get him, not God. Sam is like, we need you. I need you to help us. Even his family needs him. They weren't porn stars, Sam. Correcting him on his ladies and his wily ways as the trickster. Because if you remember, he used to bring porn stars everywhere. It's hilarious. Now Dean has performed the ritual and is over in the Ripple world where Mary and Jack are, and he's with Ketch, someone who has tried to kill him and has killed innocent people along with every job, including other members of the Many-Laters. He's a hammer, and Dean isn't pals with him, as he is banging his mum. He's basically a stepdad, and Dean is the bratty kid wanting mommy's attention. Castiel acting like I am not mad, I am disappointed speech to Sam for allowing Dean to go out on his own. Hello, it's Dean, have you met him? Even the Prince of Hell are like children fighting to get Daddy's attention. Daddy issues everywhere this season. Ketch is a douche and he's calling Dean a bull in a china shop. Shut the fuck up and leave him alone. Ketch keeps annoying Dean and Dean is hurt. You can see they need each other to be a success to get Mary and Jack, but it doesn't mean they need to love each other. It's necessary for them, for they have each other's back. Just for that time, but that is all. Ketch is making an antidote and Dean doesn't believe it will cure him as he doesn't trust Ketch. Would you? Dean pissed. He meets the other Charlie and thinks that his Charlie was killed by the Steins and the Steins were involved with the Many-Laters. They lost her as a sister and they see another version of her, but Bobby also, as this would trigger memories of the ones they cared about and cared for and now are no longer with them or us. He invited Bobby to come back with him. This would have really hit them hard and he had to go with Ketch, someone he hates, someone who has betrayed them many times. Then Gabriel being back, he gets the shit out of Dodge and refuses to help the boys, which means this is their only hope to bring their mother and Jack back, so they need to wait or find another solution. Will they be able to? That is the question. Episode 19. Funeralia. Recap the fall from grace. No new angels losing numbers, and Jack can create new angels in heaven. Also, he hates Castiel still. Rowena has a page from the book, and Sam is in the bad book still because he gave it. Billy is now deaf. Gabriel's return. Asmodeus, the abuser. Rowena's a bit weird about helping them, as it's not her fight, but she wants power. She just has to deal with it. Weird episode about trying to recruit Rowena and failing. Trick Castiel into giving Jack over to save heaven after everything that has happened and what they have done now. They want something. Castiel has promised to protect. Don't listen. Please don't listen. Rowena's hired muscle apparently doesn't need to be put under a spell. He wants to be there. Naomi is trying to get Castiel on board to get Jack to heaven. He has no power and no angels to power it. Reapers are being taken out. Angels getting drunk. Are they fun now? Now the boys are trying to find a way to track down Rowena again, and she is resourceful. Dean is blaming Sam for bringing her back into the picture, Rowena, and her screwing them over, as she always does. Did you really think that Rowena hadn't used the page and protected herself, Sam? What the actual fuck? The Reaper won't help as she isn't allowed to, and Dean has played the role of death. He should know this as it fucks with the natural order of things. Sam is nowhere to be seen and the Reaper looks scared. Is it a trick? Rowena's new powers aren't being used for evil as they were. She's taking out bad people with her new power. Rowena says, I'm sorry, Sam, and she puts the purple lightning through him, and Billy says to stop as she's killing one of the Winchesters. Time. She wants Crowley to be brought back, and Death says no. This episode was so pointless. It was about betrayal, personal gain, and lies. Woohoo! Weird how Rowena wanted her son back, yet she would do anything to hurt him when he was here. Before they both did say they were the same at the end of the day and no one could be like them, but she obviously missed him and was trying to do everything in her power to bring her son back, even though she hated him and she told him that to his face. Plenty. Episode 20, Unfinished Business of Season 13. Gabriel and his issues. Recap all about the boys and Gabriel and his issues. Everything to where he is now and how he won't help them because he doesn't want to. Would you want to? Luna's spell apparently will work. Gabriel has Dean talking about how their mother and Jack are screwed. Gabriel has shown up hurt and bleeding seriously, wants the boys' help after failing. Fuck you, but you're cute. Jack and Mary talking about that they may not be able to handle another attack, but the angels are leaving apparently. I wonder why they have gone. Have they cracked the spell to go through the ripple? Gabriel has a cheek to ask if they have any more of his grace laying around. He just found out his grace was used to open a rift, but he's too far gone. He needs a siesta. Again, he tastes the blood and finds out it's Archangel blood. And no, it's Gabriel. Michael is never scared, but he has never came up against anything like Jack. Or it could be a trap. I believe it's a trap. I have missed him and his cheeky ways and his porno music. Wouldn't be Gabriel without it. I'm not a big joiner, Gabriel to Dean. He found him and expected them to join him and get his grace. Gabriel overshares when he is hiding something, as he uses it as a diversion tactic, which we know. He shouts. He fed off his grace. He debased me and he tortured me when he's talking about Asmodeus. What I went through, I won't forgive anyone who's involved. He is going through them, as you do. His demons are in town with no grace. And with no grace, so what the actual fuck can he do? He is holding a grudge that won't only get himself and others hurt. Mary is trying to teach Jack that he cannot keep being ruthless and she cannot lose another boy, showing she's attached to Jack like a mother. Michael is a manipulative asshat that uses everyone, and Kevin Tran will find out the hard way. Gabriel is happy he can live free now. Dean feels obligated to protect his brother from anything and everything, and nothing will stop him. Dean wants Loki to give him some answers. Gabriel killed their brother after he faked his death, and he went to Monte Carlo with porn stars and overstayed his welcome, as he always does. Gabriel oversharing. Castle Erotica. Gabriel used to pose as Loki. It's a kill list, so stupid. Dean agree. I agree. Again, he has cut a sigil into himself, and Michael has promised him he will be reunited with his mother. What do you think is going to happen? It's all lies. Terrible theme music, but it's Gabriel. I wouldn't expect anything less. He wants to kill them. He wants their last breath to be taken, but he needs the boys as muscle. Gabriel shades the face with actual Loki, and he has a box of lollipops, not cigars. Lucifer killed Odin. He became Loki so that he could become him, but he broke it and Odin's life was taken, so he needed to be punished. Odin was a salty, disagreeable bastard, but he hated Loki. Loki has all the tricks. Gabriel was to stay quiet and just stay out of heaven. Heaven business, so he could not and now must pay. He can do simple magics and tricks, not the big stuff Loki can do. Gabriel and Loki fighting and he is okay. Gabriel feels great apparently. Front row tickets to list for Michael's show. Sam died and went to hell, so the apocalypse isn't looking them for once. So they are looking for the apocalypse and Dean feels obligated to protect him. 1321 Beat the Devil. Recap all things Lucifer and Apocalypse. He wants to join forces with Jack, combine their powers and make heaven in his image. Would you want that? Assemble reliable allies to bring their family back. Tricks are for kids. Rescue recon mission for Mom and Jack. Extract his grace by himself in Dean's room. This is Gabriel, and Dean is like, no, because he's just like, it sounds dodgy as fuck. Rowena rips the piss as he hands over a teeny tiny piece of grace, but just cause it's small does not mean it won't do its job. They have all the ingredients for the spell, so the portal went open with what they had. They need Lucifer, and you know how he is. He only wants Jack for his power. Gabriel is having issues and wants to discuss them with Rowena because he couldn't give them enough grace. Not enough juice from Gabriel. Bro hugs and melodrama from the boys taking time. Gabriel thinking of Rowena's flexibility and she was giving him bedroom eyes. Wounded masculine pride. She is an expert. Why does it sound like the Red Shoe Diaries? Why does Gabriel always go CD? It's all about family. It just seems to be this full season. Lucifer is in a bar and the song is playing. Cats in the Cradle. Really, right now, he sounds like an old dittery drunk. He cannot feel on earth, apparently. The bar guy knew the kid was called Jack, and it's a powerful roofie that Gabriel gave him. And he's like, well, that's your fuck. It makes me laugh that Gabriel knew of this, how many times that he is most likely used this on himself. He said he's seen Rowena, he thinks he killed them both, and she cast something, and he's fucked. Give me your grace, Bush, more like. Grace took Anne is in the Sacramento Bowl. Humiliation, revenge, just a bonus, I suppose. It's all about families hating each other, families having to work together, and families not wanting to share responsibility for shit that they've done. Pretty much in both worlds. They are there, but they are way too easy, so what's going to happen? Getting their mother and Jack back and not causing a ruckus in both worlds. Is that going to happen? They're going to have to drain Lucifer so that they can keep the door open, and then they are going to keep draining him and let the grace is on tap, but not such a good plan when Michael is waiting for them to do something like this. You never know what the hell he is going on in his. You never know what in the hell he has up his sleeve, because that's the type of guy he is. A little bit of a tussle, that's why he choked her and he asked her, what is it like to burn to death? He keeps talking about he can smell her body and she grabs his head and says he can get to her, but he gets mad after she tells him his son sees the boys and Castiels as his dad. Weirdest family dynamic ever. Over in the crazy world, it's crazy monsters and apparently starved vampires, and they get crazy, and now the people they met while battling the vampire. There's only 2 left out of the 9 and they're trying to get back to camp. Mary and Jack are it, so basically they start walking around with them. Again, we're almost at the end of season 13. It's been a long, tired journey. How has this become a season is beyond me. Lucifer is singing a song similar to Patrick Swayze, to Whoopi Goldberg and Ghost to annoy her, and he is doing this to Rowena in the hope she will lose it and the boys will end up trapped. But so will Jack, though. So will Jack. But he gets free, and now Lucifer has gone through the ripple. Because she caused it. Very Crowley, but Crowley has better control than she does. This is Rowena. She keeps saying bollocks again, like Crowley, but doesn't say anyone near as good as him. She goes to try and leave and realizes it's not worth it because the boys will come after her and she won't have anything or anyone to save her. Later on, Sam gets a bit blood pissing out of him everywhere. What has he gone through, and to be taken out by a vampire now? Dean was turned and Sam watched now. Dean is watching it. The glow sticks around their necks isn't very rave. Castiel, we don't have time, he's gone, we can't save him. What the actual fuck, Castiel? The wardings are causing Castiel to be unable to move forward, but Gabriel is okay. Weird, but he destroys them. Lucifer has saved Sam again for the greater good. He's been tracking them and he's managed to laser himself to where they were. He wants an apology from God and episodes of Drag Race. Lucifer is holding them back as he wants to speak to Sam. He wants Jack, of course, a relationship with Jack. He can't just grab him and he has grown. No, your son cannot be manipulated by him. So if he doesn't do as he asks, or he gets torn apart by ravenous vampires, as he's getting to Jack with or without him, but if he brings Sam back, then Jack will see his falseness as a good deed and believe him that he's changed when he has not. By the hands of Lucifer, Sam is back. His response is when he sees Jack, hello son, we must rally and save our family. A ringing sound and it's Sam's not dead, and basically, like I said, Lucifer's only doing it for the good of him, not the good of anyone else, as you know already. Episode 22, Season 13, Supernatural. Exodus. Coming into finale territory, the last 2 episodes are here, and we are ready to finish this journey of Season 13. It's been a long one, and see what's on the other side. I'm game if you are. Let's do this, let's see what's on the other side, and let's see if we will have the fight, we will live to fight another day. We will do this all together, even die together to bring Jack and Mary here. bring them back. The spell, Lucifer, Rowena, and everyone who has been involved in saving them, reliving Sam being taken out, and Dean couldn't save him, but Lucifer did. VIP, I'm with the band. I gave Sammy an extra life. He's here to join the team, but just to get Jack. Dean was like, you don't listen to him. He is my son. I am the only one that understands him, his power. You need me. This Michael knows me. I beat him. Respect. Lol. Really? Lucifer RESPCT yourself. He was locked up for not believing in humans, so he was cast out without a timeout. Banished. If it's a competition, it's not Lucifer. That's caused the floods and the deaths, and you didn't obey, so you must pay. This was God. Well, new Bobby is a soldier of the resistance and doesn't want to go to Sioux Falls, as it's cold apparently. But he thinks the plans have been stupid for taking out Michael in the past. Jack is about to meet Uncle Gabe, and he is the class clown, and you're an ass clown. All good and happy endings in Gabriel's world. Well, it's porn happy ending, of course. Gabriel says him using victimhood as an excuse that his version of events aren't the truth. Watching torture Ketch is being tortured for information, and he is laughing because he's a sadist and that he loves pain. Man after my own heart. See, this is why we love Ketch. He's a damaged puppy and he has the best toys. And he knows how to implement them too. Castiel now torturing something that he doesn't like to do, by the way, as you know. Dean stays behind. That means we need to defend the place. And who better to but the ultimate hero himself, Dean Winchester? Gabriel has seen how Lucifer is being and how he wants to be a part of Jack's life, but not with the Winchesters or his mother's nature. But Lucifer says he has changed, and Gabriel says he is incapable of empathy or love. He wants worship. He said that Dad saw what he was like, and this is why he was banished. That is why he was locked up, as he was like cancer, and it was too late, and it is still too late. There is a different Castiel here, and he looks like Hitler, very Adolf-like, and acts like he's torturing Charlie right now. Even Ketch is actually upset watching her going through that angelic torture. You saving me, it's about bloody time. Ketch the Dean. Our Castiel takes out Castler. Bobby has a good feeling about the boys, as did their body. He believed in them too. An hour and 57 minutes to save the day. Can they do it the Winchester way? Jack wants to kill Michael. He deserves to be punished for what he has done. Lucifer is trying to kill him off, put him off killing Michael, and that he is trying to protect him, but for what reason? Agreeing with Sam, why? What is the motive of Lucifer? Lights flicker and Rowena is sleepy. She's trying to keep the rift open. Dean shouts Lucifer, let's go. So everyone is about to go through, and Charlie says, see you on the other side, bitches. So Lucifer isn't getting to go through, as they need them to stay and take out Michael. Michael and Lucifer, oh red eyes, Lucifer looks closer to a Star Wars light fight with wings. No, Gabriel, I don't want you to die again. Not again. I don't know if my wee heart can take it, you sleazy wee angel. I love you. Gabriel is giving up his life for time to help the brothers. Where is God in all this? He could end this, but he doesn't. Chuck is a coward. Shut up, man. How do you think it's going to end? Dean is through the rift, and so is Sam, but Lucifer and Michael are on the other side, and he is hurt. Lucy. Michael and Lucifer, brothers in arms, get to our world. He gets his son. He gets what the fuck he wants. World domination, death of mankind. Who the fuck knows? He's a wee pain in the arse. Yes, he is. Do you like this caring side of Lucifer, or does it affront for something else? What does he have planned for Jack and his power? Rowena must have a happy doing all this good. Does this mean she gets her book, or does this mean she gets to just be free? Bobby toasts to the loved ones that we have lost in new family. He welcomes Dean and Sam. They drink, they toast, and they see Gabriel and his wingspan on the ground by his lifeless body. Poor Gabriel. Episode 23, Season 13. Let the good times roll. Well, the last episode of Season 13, and as I said before, a really long strung out season that felt about 100 episodes too long, and the plot holes that you would think would be filled were not, and more have been created. Will they ever be filled? They used to. Each and every season they would finish off a plot and tie up the strings, but now we are left hanging. Let's see what they have to offer us. The last episode should have been the last one, with the ending old and new friends, new horizon, a win, a team for good. But no, we have one more episode. I wonder what new plot holes and new storylines, what they are, and the last episodes with the only 2 more seasons to go. Let's fucking do this. Carry on. Recap. My name is Dean Winchester. A wee recap of everything since Daddy's gone on a hunting trip and he's not been home in a few days. Speech the family business with the song We Love Kansas, Carry On My Wayward Son. Gives me chills and goosebumps. Fucking cracking song. Gets us all ready for the finale. It's finale time. Fucking bring it. The boys adjusting, keeping us all safe and taking the pain and the burden so we don't have to. Other Bobby jokes that Trump being president and a girl and a fish fall in love isn't apocalyptic world, which made me laugh. They mentioned Trump's time on Dragon's Den or whatever he can remember. But remember, our Bobby loved Tory spelling, pedicures, and watching trashy TV and read trashy TV magazines. And this was only mentioned when he couldn't lie when he spoke to the boys in one episode, all his guilty pleasures, none of which were dungeon related, but let's really get to know Bobby and how trashy he could actually be and how he was. It made us love him even more. The boys reflecting on their chances to save the world and rid of all evil and how their lives would be without that life. If the world was safe, they could retire, but would they be satisfied? Would they be content? Jack is having nightmares. Sam and Dean are sharing out how they dream or had dreamed about the people they couldn't save, and that is normal for him to be processing it in this way. Jack seems to forget he's literally young, not even a year old, and has had to grow up fast, and sometimes along the way he won't have had the time to process things or learn, so him having to find strength into getting back into life, putting this behind him. Dean says we are all human, we make mistakes, and that we shouldn't feel so bad about it. We saw Dean at the start of this season hating on Jack, and before he even really got to know him and how he wanted him out of the picture, and he didn't want to protect him and keep him safe, yet he didn't trust him and he didn't think he could be good ever. But here we are, they're fighting side by side and they're being fair to his family by Dean himself. Him playing daddy to Jack. Dean Winchester, we all love him for his many, many talents, but who knew daddy would be one of them? We can get through this together. You are family, kid, and we look after family. Jack reliving all the pain and hurt that he's caused and he's having a toddler meltdown in the car park about it. The gas station is squealing and shaking. Jack hears and then sees Lucifer, but how? Oh no, it's Michael in our world. But how the fuck did that happen? Lucifer is playing on what Jack wants answers and a father who loves him and how they can go anywhere. Jack apparently likes what Lucifer is selling. Don't buy it, it's an impulse buy. You don't want it and you don't need it. The mistakes that others have done in the past. Stay with Cass and the boys, they have raised you and your mother wanted you to be good. Jack finally saw what Lucifer is like and his scream showed his disgust. Lucifer says humans don't matter. Lucifer was telling him what Jack wanted to hear or thought what he wanted to hear. He wanted to be a better god without Jack. He needs your powers and then takes his grace so he can have it. Lucifer and Sam all gone. Dean is shot. As for kids, I make more of those. I can make more of those. Jack wasn't good enough. Dean is the perfect vessel. The sword. So again, it was all fucking fake. Sam is teaching the people from the other side a brief history lesson as our world is completely different from theirs. Their plan to take out a werewolf. Why? Why is their angry face so fucking sexy? Jack uses his power to take them out. Bobby is walking with Mary and again, him coming from another world and another Mary can relate. Bobby likes it here in our world even though he's stubborn to leave. Maggie from their camp has been attacked and there is blood. Sam informs Damon about a member of their other side has been murdered and it's not a supernatural way. They're all confused to who would do this to her. They have just told her friend she has been found and she is like, we were supposed to be safe here. A boy named Nate from a gas station and now Jack is on the warpath. He has payback in mind. Jack is going all 1 to 1,000 on this poor kid. Jack, you shot me. You were acting psycho. Dean says run and then the glass shatters and he is here. Like I said, Michael is here. Fellas, miss me? Why does he look so fucking smug though? No cast please. Holy fire then run. If it was so easy, why not come through already before? A fire at a gas station, really? Are you real? Yes. Lucifer's like Sam isn't a good person. Sam left him, not Michael. He's just saying he doesn't blame him for what he has done to him, as he has done so much to Sam. Lucifer being a manipulative cunt, he'll keep saying we are family and that they are not human and that something always goes wrong around them. He says it's no one's fault, like oil and water, sardines, strawberries, bad combinations, like Star Wars, exactly like Star Wars. He asks what about the boys and Cass, and Lucifer says it's their second chance and opportunity and sins and start over. They are still unsure about Maggie's death, and Lucifer has just walked in with Jack and Mary. Says Cole, Sam, Bobby is calling them. Jack says his father will bring Maggie back. Lucifer is warning resurrection isn't good and doesn't always go to plan. Sam came back and he was fine and then said has always been a bit special and looks at Mary to say sorry, but he really is. Lucifer brought Maggie back. Lucifer is up to something and so is Michael. Will they find out who killed her now that she is back? Michael's in the bunker. You really thought you could run from me? Maybe. Also, all that grunting, man, doing things. I made a deal and Lucifer knew the spell and ingredients really thought he wasn't going to do bad. Eat my dick bag, Dean says, Shakespeare's last words. Jack has heard Sam and he knows he wouldn't have prayed if he didn't need him, and now Dean is being taken out by Michael. Jack appeals. You hurt my friends and family, and Jack finds out that Lucifer and Michael had a deal. Lucifer gets Jack, and Michael gets everything else. He's going to nuke Earth. Lucifer killed Maggie, and Maggie recognises him and told Sam, and Lucifer said he crushed her skull with his bare hands. It was wet and warm, and he liked it. Oh, you sick puppy, Lucifer. Michael is still alive. He says the devil won, so he even was double-crossed as well. How do we stop him? You don't. He's supercharged now, and he will kill Jack and Sam and the universe. This is the end of everything. Why is he so pretty with bloody eyes, though? Michael has been asked if he had his sword, would he be strong enough to take him? Lucifer, showing his true colours, worship him and have dragons and robots, but wants someone to stop him. He's such an attention-seeking child. Jack and Sam must fight, apparently, and it's the Archangel Blade. What does that make Jack if he's more powerful than Lucifer? The first. Sam says, kill me. He says, I love you all, and then he stabs himself a bit like he wants Sam to defeat him, and holy fuck, Dean as an angel. Fucking sploosh, holy fuck. I didn't think I wanted this as much as I did. What the fuck? What the fucking hell? What the fuck? A climax? I was not ready. Who the fuck? I did not know. Michael and Dean have something in common, a hatred for Lucifer. Oh, fight. A domestic on aisle 3, angel fighting for all of mankind, heaven, hell, earth, humanity, let's fucking do this. Dean jumped like a cheesy vampire from Buffy the movie there. Oh, the vampire flying, wow. Dean is being smacked around. I am not just powerful, I am power. Wow. Dean gets the Archangel Blade from Sam and stabs Lucifer. All the lights, the creepy signs of the devil finally dying. Such weapons exist for a reason, and no one knew about them. Yep, exactly. Keep them sacred. Jack sees his father dead. Dean, holy crap. Sam, you did it. No, we did it. Now Michael is timming out, and he said we had a deal now. Michael has taken him over. No shit, Sherlock. Thanks for the suit. And then flies off. As we know, Dean was the sword, Michael's sword, in the whole big battle. I'm in charge, but Sam is with Lucifer, and he is for Lucifer. Remember, brothers against each other to the end. A lot of kick to the feels moments when you've seen Sam being possessed in an alternative world, but will their bond as brothers help bring Dean back and expel Michael? And will they ever get to be happy for a second? And again, we've had this issue before when Sam was taken over by another angel, remember, who was posing as Ezekiel, and that when you have to expel it, the human has to themselves. But he was just a regular angel. Michael is an archangel. He can do much more than we even ever expected. He looks like fucking Peaky Blinders, Dean. It looks awful. Absolutely awful. Fuck no, Peaky Blinders Dean really walking around in the eyes like a replicant though. It's kinda hot, but I don't like the hat. Wasn't expecting that, but also knew about the sword and vessel, yet did they forget themselves, both boys and the angels? Now Dean is on a hunting trip in his own body while he watches Michael use his vessel for what the actual fuck and when. Let's all reflect on the ones we have lost along the way, even when they have been brought back. take from us again, and even different versions have you been given back to us? We lose them again. Is this it? Will we ever get to live in a world with a Bobby and a Charlie, or is this limited again? Will Ketch get to stay? What will happen to him? Will he get Mary? Will Mary get Bobby? Will she walk away? Will she get her family back? We sure hope so. The power of faith in the ones we love the most. Will they have the power to bring our boy back and finally carry on with the family business? Will this be the end of Lucifer? If so, who's in charge of hell then? Who's running the show? God fucked off a few seasons ago and now Lucifer, his son, is dead. And a grandson with powers like no other angel or demon ever lived. Have you seen the last of the rogues from this season and the seasons past? Tune in next time for season 14 of Confessions from the Dark Side Presents Confessions from the Front Seat of the Impala. Let's see what this season brings as we start to wind down this universe. We are so close to all that I have been missing and have been keeping from myself. I thought if I stopped there, I stopped before the end, the universe could keep living on, and I didn't need to know the end game, but now I am truly invested. How about you? No spoilers, I repeat, no spoilers. Carry on for season 14, let's get this done, let's make it count, let's continue the family business, let's bring our boy home. Let me know in the comments below your favourites, your loves, your hates, and everything in between. Your favourite season, your least favourite season, your favourite character, the characters that we've got to bring back, who have you enjoyed the most, characters that you'd love to see brought back, that we miss the most. Did we think that Crowley was still dead? Did we ever think that Rowena was going to fucking fight for him and want him back after everything she's fucking did to him in life? Are we sick of Ketch? No. Do we miss the fact that they might never bring Gabriel back? Yes. Do I want Bobby for good? Fuck yes. Totally want Bobby back for good. Like I said, that was season 13 of Supernatural Confessions from the Front Seat of the Impala. I am Lady Darcy Darkness. If you like content like this, remember to go check us out on our Confessions from the Dark Side social media platforms, which are Twitter, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, Amazon Music, Spotify, and Buzzsprout. Us know what you think over on our social media platforms, and let's get chatting about this topic, all the topics. Let's grow our community and spread how awesome the horror community actually is. If you want to reach out to us any points, you can email us at confessionsfromthedarkside@gmail.com. If you think there is something we would like to know, something you'd like to discuss, something that you think you have missed, something you want to bring to our attention, something you want to rant and vent about, please email us at confessionsfromthedarkside@gmail.com. Catch me, Lady Darcy Darkness, next time for season 14, the breakdown, the discussion of Supernatural at Confessions from the Front Seat of the Impala. And I will leave you, love you and leave you. I'm Lady Darcy Darkness. Later.